For the first time in 12 years, Bayern Munich have gone a full season without winning a single trophy. They were completely outclassed by an invincible Leverkusen in the Bundesliga. Borussia Dortmund have made it further than them in the Champions League. And to top it off, Vincent Kompany is now their new manager. That's right, the same guy who's just been relegated with Burnley. I mean, surely he's not qualified for a job this big. But ladies and gents, I am, and for that reason, for the next 10 years, I'll be taking over Bayern Munich. The goal is to win them as many trophies as possible, make them the kings of Europe and the most dominant team in Europe. But the takeover wheel is back to either make my life way easier or absolutely impossible. And guys, I'll be honest, the team that we're starting this takeover with is absolutely fantastic. Just look at the state of this starting 11 that Bayern Munich have got. I mean, they've got players like Jamal Musiala, Joshua Kimmich, Manuel Neuer, and Harry Kane, who, despite once again not winning a single trophy this year, is easily one of the best strikers in the world. And on top of that, guys, as you can clearly see, it's actually a very, very young side, which has really caught me off guard with it being Bayern Munich. And they've got some insanely talented youngsters too, like Sacha Bowie, Alphonso Davies, Matthias de Ligt, Dayot Upamecano, and so on and so on. And on top of that, we've been given amazing money to start season 1 with 125 million euros. And as you can see from the leaderboard, Manchester City are still the top dogs in this series. But in this series finale, are Bayern Munich finally the team to overthrow the English powerhouses that are Manchester City? I suppose there's only one way to find out, is we aren't meddling with the formation, because quite frankly I feel like it fits Bayern Munich quite well. And I'm not too sure how Bayern play in real life, because honestly I don't watch them, but I'm going to use the gegenpress with how young this team actually is. And after quickly meddling around with the starting 11, this is by a mile our strongest team that we can field prior to making any signings, that is. And that just fills me with confidence, guys, because we've got 125 million to spend to further improve this Bayern Munich side. But we all know it's not going to be that simple. We haven't yet spun that wheel, and we all know how quickly our season can change once that's happened. So without further ado, let's go to season 1 to see what it's got in store for us. But just before we get to the wheel, Jamal Musiala has come to me asking for advice on what to get his old man for Father's Day. I mean, this has caught me by surprise. He's earning 79,000 euros a week. I thought for sure he'd have had this covered. Having said that though, I do have a solution for him. Because this video is brought to you by Manscaped.com, the men's global lifestyle brand that has all the right tools for all dads this year. Manscaped is trusted by over 10 million men worldwide for their trimmers, hygiene formulations, and premium boxers. And that's why Manscaped are the perfect place to get your dad a Father's Day gift. For example, the Handyman is perfect if your dad's after a closer and smooth shave. It's precise and convenient, but what makes this a game changer is its advanced dual blade. Trust me, your dad would be over the moon if you got this for Father's Day, but if you want to go a step further, then may I recommend the Weed Whacker 2.0 ear and nose trimmer. With a powerful 7,000 RPM motor and 360-degree rotary dual blade system, it's incredible for tackling those tricky hairs in awkward places. And just like the Handyman, it is waterproof and cordless. But if you want to go even further, then Manscaped have a whole range of products that are perfect for Father's Day, like the Beard Hedger beard trimmer, the Lawnmower 5.0 body hair trimmer, and the Shears 3.0 nail grooming kit. And to top it off, you can use promo code GOODWIN at checkout for 20% off and free international shipping. And once again, I'd like to thank Manscaped for sponsoring this video. Now, without further ado, let's get back to it. Okay guys, it's the first spin of this takeover. What's it going to land on? Bad Kompany. Oh, what's this going to be? Only signed players from Burnley and Anderlecht. Are you taking the moral high ground right now? We've got all this money and we're restricted to Anderlecht and Burnley. You have got to be taking the mick right now, man. That wheel can get to heck. I mean, what player from Burnley or Anderlecht is even going to make this subs bench, for goodness sake? It's absolutely stacked as it is. In fairness though, after looking through Burnley's team, we could sign Luka Warwick Kolosho, only 18 years old, 70 overall, and he's showing great potential. We just bring him into the team and then send him straight out on loan. But I'm looking through Anderlecht's team and I'm not entirely impressed. I thought for sure Anderlecht would have at least had a couple of hidden gems. But then again, there is Mario Struikens. I've probably got that name wrong, but he's only 18 years old and he's showing great potential. Now guys, you don't have to tell me, our attacking midfield role is more than covered with quality, man, but with what that wheel's capable of, it never hurts to add to that quality, does it? And it's for that reason I've just spent a whopping grand total of 9 million euros to bring both of these players in on a 5-year deal. And true to my word guys, I have put them on the loan list so that they can get a bit of experience elsewhere alongside alongside a lot of other Bayern Munich players. I still can't get over how much we've been shafted in Season 1 though, guys. We've got 115 million and we can't spend a damn penny of it on improving the actual team. But thankfully, I've been able to take some matters into my own hands. I've been training Sane to become a left winger. He's going to turn into an 87 rated left winger. And Serge Gnabry has been training to become a right winger. He's going to turn into an 85 rated winger. That's phenomenal. And finally, Kingsley Coman is now going to be a right winger. He's going to go up to 86 rated, man. I swear to God, Wheel, you better not miss when you swing at me again, because this is what happens. But in fairness, ladies and gents, we've inherited an absolutely incredible Bayern Munich team. All we've done is change a couple of positions, and luckily they've gone up an overall. But as we know, guys, in real life, Bayern Munich have gone trophy fillers for the first time in 12 years. But let's just hope that under my management, we are able to rectify this and, more importantly, do the impossible and win Harry Kane an actual trophy. And we've actually pulled it off, guys. We have won Bayern Munich the Bundesliga title. Bayer Leverkusen are actually nowhere to be seen. They're 7th in the league. Jesus Christ. How in God's name can they do so well in real life but do so poorly in a game, man? That just doesn't correlate correctly, does it? But having said that, Leipzig actually beat us to win the Super Cup, and that exact thing happened in real life. And Dortmund have beaten us in the DFB Pokal final. There is no way in hell we are going to end Season 1 with only one trophy, surely. We actually are, because Arsenal, of all teams, have knocked us out of the Champions League on penalties, man. That definitely didn't happen in real life. And just like in real life, we can't even try to blame Harry Kane, because he's got 49 goal contributions in 47 games. What a season. Maybe it's the fact we've got an aging Manuel Neuer in between the sticks. Next season, we may have to sort this out. But aside from that, I don't understand how we've only won a single trophy in Season 1. Surely with the team this good, it should be at least 2 or 3 trophies we're winning. But in fairness, guys, the wheel did massively shaft us this year, so hopefully going into Season 2, it'll actually be on our side. But before we get to Season 2, did you lot know I'm racing this Twitter IT of Raman to 100,000 subscribers? Now, guys, I'm very competitive and I do not like losing, and this case is no different. So if you are enjoying this video right now and you're new around here, be sure to leave this video a big old thumbs up and smash that subscribe button. Well, here we are, guys. Season 2 of this takeover, the second spin of this wheel. What is +3? I've got no idea what this is. All your starting 11 players get a +3 in their rating. That's phenomenal. And just look at our starting 11 now, man. Every single player is absolutely world class. Even Sacha Bowie, our weakest player, is 86 overall now. And the mental part is we've got 235 million euros to spend, man. We've actually got way too much money. But regardless of whether Neuer's got a +3 in his overall, he is indeed retiring at the end of this season. So we're going to spend a big chunk of money finding a suitable replacement for this legendary goalkeeper. And to be honest, that's all we really need, because we've already got a backup striker in Matthias Tell, currently on loan to Fulham. Our attacking midfield role, as you can clearly see, is absolutely covered as well. Not to mention just how stacked our winger position is too. Like I said, guys, 235 million might be too much money for us to actually spend. But in the good old-fashioned Bayern Munich way, I've just spent 120 million euros of our money on a brand new goalkeeper from Borussia Dortmund. That's right, we have just signed Gregor Kobel. He's still only in his mid-20s. He's 88 overall. If we don't win pretty much everything this year with this guy in goal, I don't know how else we're going to. And just look at that, man. The starting 11 is phenomenal. Our bench is absolutely stacked as well. I've got a feeling Season 2 is going to be far superior to Season 1. And we're off to a great start as we've dominated the Bundesliga by 21 points in the end. That is phenomenal. And this time we've battered Dortmund to win the Super Cup, and that's trophy number 2, ladies and gents. But we couldn't get past Leipzig in the semis of the DFB Pokal, which just doesn't make sense considering just how good our team is. And we once again got knocked out in the round of 16 in the UCL, this time to Atalanta. What is wrong with Bayern Munich in the UCL? Why can't we make it further than the round of 16? I mean, we can't blame our strikers. 28 and 9 for Kane, 23 and 5 for Sane, and 22 and 8 for Serge Gnabry. But somehow this team only scraped a double this year, man. We lost to RB Leipzig in the DFB Pokal, and bloody Atalanta of all teams in the UCL. With this team, how the hell does that happen? But in fairness, guys, 2 seasons in, we've got 3 trophies, and that's only 1 less than Manchester City at this point. So as long as we are maintaining a consistency, winning trophies each and every season, whilst trying to improve the team each and every season, honestly, we do stand a chance of beating Manchester City. But we're forgetting something, ladies and gents. It's not up to me, it is indeed up to the wheel. And the wheel is deciding to shaft us by giving us a transfer ban. And it decides to give us that when we've got 171 million to spend. Thanks, wheel, thanks a bunch. But thankfully, it didn't say anything about selling and loaning players out, because I am sending every single one of our youngsters out on loan, man. I mean, it just makes sense considering none of them are going to get game time this year. But apart from that, guys, there's not a great deal more we can actually do to this team, apart from pray to God we actually get more than 2 trophies this year. And so far, it's standard procedure as we've won our 3rd Bundesliga title in a row. And we've won our 2nd German Super Cup. But we've won our very first DFB Pokal, beating Dortmund to do it, and that secured our first treble. But it's not the best of starts in the Champions League. Marseille top our group. We do finish 2nd above Juve, but realistically, we've got to be topping this group. But thankfully, this time, we actually make it out of the round of 16. And we've gone on to destroy Barcelona in the quarters as well. And we've battered Real Madrid in the semis, so we're playing the Gunners in the Champions League final. Oh my God, that is so poetic on so many levels. This is probably Harry Kane's fantasy, guys, beating Arsenal to win his first ever Champions League trophy, but can he actually pull it off? I suppose there's only one way to find out. Yes, he has! Harry Kane with the winner as well in the 67th minute. He's got our first Champions League of this takeover and our first quadruple. I honestly couldn't be happy for him, man. He's earned it. Look at his stats this year. 32 goals, 9 assists in 53 games. That's spectacular for a 32-year-old. And what's crazy, we've done all of this with a transfer ban. We didn't have to bring in a single player to pull this off. And I'm positive at this point, if we can keep this going, guys, there's absolutely nothing stopping Bayern Munich from beating Manchester City on that leaderboard. But guys, I think we're getting a little bit too far ahead of ourselves. Oh my days, this is what I mean. We got a bad one. What is this? You've been caught cheating. Deduct 35 points from your overall tally at the end of this season. When we're trying to catch up with Manchester City, this is the last thing we need. So it's safe to say we can kiss goodbye to the Bundesliga title, which means we've got to try our absolute best to win every other competition we're a part of this season. But due to us winning the quadruple last year, we've got 343 million euros to spend, man, so surely to God that gives us a great chance of actually pulling that off. But as you guys can see from the starting 11 and the subs bench for that matter, to be completely honest, we are absolutely stacked all over. I mean, granted, we do have a little bit of an age situation. Harry Kane's 32 years old, Sané's just turned 30, and Leon Goretzka as well as Joshua Kimmich are both 31 years old now as well. But when it comes to Harry Kane, he's not getting replaced anytime soon. Every season he's been our top goal scorer, and whilst he's doing that, I can't logically replace him. As for Leroy Sané, he's only 30 years old. We'll get another 3 good years out of him at least, especially with him being 94 overall. But with us having this much money in our budget, I feel like the smartest thing to do is actually buy a couple of midfielders ready to replace Kimmich and Goretzka when the time comes. So I went ahead and spent 132.7 million euros on Enzo Fernandez. He's only 25, he's a world-class player and a World Cup winner, a very suitable eventual replacement for Goretzka. And I've just spent 80 million euros on Manuel Ugarte as well. Also 25 years old, also a very good player, and also will be a very good replacement for Joshua Kimmich. But even with these signings, we can absolutely say goodbye to the Bundesliga title this year, because after that point deduction, there's no chance in hell we're winning it. But with us just signing Manuel Ugarte and Enzo Fernandez to increase the quality in our bench, and the staggering quality we've already got in our starting 11, hopefully that won't make too much difference in our overall trophy tally at the end of this season, because honestly, I'm gunning for all 4 trophies we can actually win. And it's a phenomenal start as we've battered Bayer Leverkusen to win the German Super Cup. And we've also beaten them to win the DFB Pokal. We've also won the UEFA Super Cup, so that's 3 out of the 4 trophies we're actually able to win this year. But we couldn't win the Champions League, man. Man City beat us in the final. We were so close to the quadruple as well. And after that point deduction, ladies and gents, we are still in the top 10. 9th in the Bundesliga at the end of the season, but we won't have any European football next year as far as I'm aware anyway. And just look at Harry Kane go, man. 33 goals, 3 assists in 52 games for a 33-year-old is genuinely amazing. And on top of that, we've managed to win the treble with Joshua Kimmich out with a torn groin. God knows how long he's been out for too. All things considered, this year's been pretty damn incredible. We just got to get back on the horse next year, get back to winning the Bundesliga title, and then we can take it from there. But first and foremost, ladies and gents, we've got to spin the wheel to see what it's going to give us. Rewind time. This is a good one. Make 3 players of your choice 10 years younger, but don't make any signings. That is amazing. And to be fair, that couldn't have come at a better time because some of our players are really starting to get on a bit now, aren't they? Now, granted, it is a shame we can't spend this 227 million, but making 3 players of our choice 10 years younger is honestly going to be a game changer. Because one player I'm making 10 years younger is Leroy Sané. He's absolutely one of the best wingers in the world at the minute, and making him 21 years old again, he's going to turn into easily the best winger in the world. I'm also going to make Joshua Kimmich 10 years younger as well. It was definitely a toss-up between him and Goretzka, but the fact that Joshua Kimmich's a better player just makes it a no-brainer, really. And of course, I'm going to make Harry Kane 10 years younger. He's this good at 33 years old when he's coming to the end of his career. Imagine when it's just beginning. And there we go, guys. Leroy Sané is now 10 years younger. Joshua Kimmich is also 10 years younger. And of course, Harry Kane is also 10 years younger. That's our job done for Season 5. And guys, I'll level with you. I am so excited to see what we can pull off this year, man. Obviously, we got no European football due to the point deduction we had last year. However, we can still do some serious damage. And this is what I'm talking about. We are back to being the best team in Germany by 20 points in the end as well. And we've won yet another Super Cup. And we've won the DFB Pokal. We've literally won every trophy we were able to this year. And whilst players like Koeman, Gnabry, Leon Goretzka and Sané did their bit, one man carried the boat. Harry Kane, 38 goal contributions in 51 games. What a striker. And at the halfway point in this takeover, as you can see, we're on 13 trophies, only 17 behind Manchester City on that leaderboard. And if my maths are correct, we need 4 quadruples and 1 treble with Bayern Munich to become the best team on this leaderboard. I feel like this team is more than capable of pulling that off, but we all know a lot can happen in 5 years. And honestly, a lot of what can go wrong in those 5 years is due to the Wheel D Klassiker. What in God's name is this? Sim every game with Dortmund. Each time they win, they get your highest rated player. Oh my God, come on, man. Really? I mean, I'm going through Dortmund's team, and it is no joke, ladies and gents. We cannot take these guys lightly in the slightest. But the good news is we've got 160 million euros to try and improve our team a bit more. But honestly, I don't know where we're going to put this money. Even our bench is absolutely phenomenal. I mean, granted, we've got Leon Goretzka who's getting on a bit now, but Enzo Fernandez is literally right there ready to replace him. Having said that, we could bring in a backup winger for either Kingsley Coman or Serge Gnabry. I mean, Serge Gnabry's 33 years old and Kingsley Coman's 32 years old now. And a better second choice keeper definitely wouldn't go amiss either, as Nubel's only 82 overall. But one way or the other, we have to win every game we play against Dortmund. Otherwise, they're going to get Jamal Musiala and Leroy Sané. And that's only if we play them twice and lose both games. They could still get Kimmich or Kane as well. But you know what, guys? To replace Koeman and Gnabry, we're going to go massive, ladies and gents. We're going to go with Johan Bakayoko. In his mid-20s, he's a phenomenal player. I mean, this just makes sense, really, doesn't it? I mean, we won't be able to bring in a second choice keeper in place of Nubel, but I think Bakayoko will definitely be worth it in the long run. And there we go, guys. We have just signed Johan Bakayoko on a 4-year deal for 140 million euros. So now we've not got to worry about Serge Gnabry or Koeman getting on a bit now when we've got a young and, to be honest, a much better player in Johan Bakayoko just ready to take their place. But the biggest questions going into this season is how many trophies are we going to be able to win, and are we actually going to be able to beat Dortmund twice over? But unfortunately, it's not going to be twice over. We're playing them in the round of 16 in the DFB Pokal, which means these guys have got 3 chances to take our highest rated players. And honestly, looking at that starting 11, I'm not looking forward to this in the slightest because that team is pretty damn deadly. But it's time to simulate game 1, and they beat us 1-0. Are you taking the mick? They've got Jamal Musiala now. I can't get over that. Reece James with the only goal of the game, the winning goal of the game. Sacha Bowie a minute before getting himself suspended, you absolute dope. But it gets even worse, guys. Jamal Musiala could be going to Dortmund, or it could be Leroy Sané now. It's either one of them, and honestly, neither one are good. It's time to find out, though, who is heading to Dortmund. It's Jamal Musiala, man. Ugh, honestly, that's just a loss no matter how you look at it. And there he is, guys. It's official. Jamal Musiala is a Dortmund player. I'm just praying to God that the next 2 times we play these guys, we actually get the W, because I do not want to give these guys any more of our best players. But here we are, guys. It's our second game against them, and look who's in their starting 11. Jamal Musiala. Freaking fantastic. They won the first game. I am praying to God that we win the second. There we go. That's more like it. A 3-1 victory. It's a shame we couldn't do that in the freaking first game. Now, guys, as far as it stands, this is our third and final game against Dortmund this year. I'm hoping it's the bloody last, because I don't like this situation in the slightest. It's a 2-2 draw. Okay, the wheel said nothing about what would happen if it's a draw, so I'm assuming we're going to get to keep our player. And thank God for that, because I did not want to give them Leroy Sané for absolutely nothing. But now that the Dortmund saga is all done and dusted, the question remains, guys, how are we actually going to do at the end of this season? Well, I can tell you for a fact we were once again the best team in Germany by 11 points this time. And we've gone on to win yet another Super Cup. But as you guys know, Dortmund did get the better of us in the DFB Pokal. And I can't believe this. We made the Champions League final and lost on penalties to Real Madrid. That is beyond gutty. But surprise, surprise, look who's our top goal scorer. Harry Kane with 26 goals and 6 assists in 48 games. I would ask you guys who you think is going to be our top goal scorer, but I think it's quite obvious who it's going to be. But we are getting closer and closer to the end of this takeover and this series in total. We got to start winning as many trophies as humanly possible every year with Bayern Munich from now on. And with the wheel basically having all good options left apart from one, I reckon we got a good chance of making that happening. Free pass, do what you want. You're damn right I'm going to do what I want. But unfortunately, I can only do what I want with 138 million. And unfortunately, this means we're about 200 million shy of doing what I actually want to do, which is bringing Jamal Musiala back to Bayern. But if we are going to do this, this is going to have to wait a couple of seasons. Now, as far as I'm concerned, guys, we can indeed leave this starting 11 alone, because quite frankly, we don't have the money to pour into the starting 11 just yet. But we can put that money into the bench, where we do need a better second choice goalkeeper than Nubel. I mean, he's 32 years old, 82 overall, he is levels below Gregor Kobel, so honestly, it kind of just makes sense. And I don't usually do this, but this opportunity is too good to pass up. I'm signing Edison's regen Francisco Cabral, only 20 years old, 85 overall already. I mean, he's definitely not cheap in the slightest, 78.7 million. However, I do believe this will be a great move in the long run. And there we go, for just over 72 million, Francisco Cabral is now a Bayern Munich player. And I know this leaves us with 63 million, but honestly, we don't need to spend it. I mean, the only place we could really put it is into our centre-back role where Kim Min-jae plays, but we've got Upamecano, who's 2 years younger and definitely good enough to take his spot when need be. And to be honest, guys, when you look past the bench, the amount of quality and depth we've actually got in our reserves right now is absolutely disgusting as well, to be honest. So I think we use this money instead to sort contracts out, make the coaching system better, and then we can send this team on its way into Season 7. And hopefully along the way, they can indeed win that quadruple to keep us in that race to go top of the leaderboard. And this is a great start, guys. We are once again the best team in the Bundesliga. Honestly, have we gone a season in this takeover not winning the league yet? We've also successfully won the Super Cup. And we've won the DFB Pokal too. I can't believe it. We've got the quadruple secure. We are officially still in the race to beating Manchester City on that leaderboard. And look at these stats, man. Kane, Bakayoko, Leroy Sané, the front three of absolute dreams, man. And with 3 seasons to go, we are now officially 11 trophies behind Manchester City. All we need are 3 back-to-back quadruples and Bayern Munich go top of the leaderboard. But we can't forget about the wheel, ladies and gents. What's it going to land on in Season 8? The worst one? Not now. Come on. Give your 3 best players to 1860 Munich, Dortmund and Real Madrid. You choose who goes where and don't make any signings. That is literally the worst thing that could have happened at the worst possible time. This means we're saying goodbye to 97 rated Harry Kane and Joshua Kimmich and 98 overall Leroy Sané. I swear to God, man, I'm absolutely gutted. I thought for sure Bayern Munich stood a chance against Manchester City, but apparently the wheel just had other ideas. The big question now though, guys, where in God's name am I going to send all these 3 players? Because no matter what I do, it's going to be a massive loss regardless. Ultimately though, I did make my decision. I sent Kimmich to Dortmund, I sent Leroy Sané, the best player out of the bunch, out of the way to 1860 Munich, and I sent Harry Kane, the best striker in the world, out of the way to Real Madrid. I know you Bayern fans probably would have preferred me send Kane to Dortmund as opposed to Kimmich, but I'd much prefer to come up against Kimmich at Dortmund than bloody Harry Kane. But I think it has to be said, our squad depth is genuinely incredible. Even without our 3 highest rated players in the team, this squad is still pretty damn stacked. You will have noticed though, I've changed the formation to the 4-2-3-1 narrow. This is because the new formation's got a couple of cams in it and a winger, so this one just fits everybody into the team. As you can see, Enzo Fernandez has indeed made his way into the team now over Goretzka, Ugarte's in the team now over Kimmich, and Tel is finally getting a shot in the team over Harry Kane. It has to be said though, we've lost our 4 highest rated players in what, the span of 3 or 4 seasons, and our team still looks that good. That's a testament to how good Bayern Munich are in real life. But we're about to find out just how good this team is without our 3 highest rated players in the team. Are we still able to get that quadruple we need to challenge Man City on that leaderboard, or is that task just too much for them? Well, so far it's not, guys, as we are once again the Bundesliga champions, 13 points clear top of the table. And we've once again won the Super Cup, man. This is a joke at this point. But we got knocked out by Schalke in round 3 of the DFB Pokal. Honestly, I'm not all that surprised at this. But hang on a second, we've won the Super Cup beating Sociedad 2-1 to do it. And we've actually got the quadruple beating Inter Milan 4-1 in the UCL final. Ladies and gents, we still have a shot at toppling Manchester City. And even in Kane's absence, oh my god, did our players step up. 30-3 for Matthias Tel and 13-17 for Bakayoko. Jesus, what a solo season he's had. And the best thing is, guys, the only things left on that wheel are good things. We've genuinely got a shot at beating Manchester City on that leaderboard now. But here's the question of the day, guys. What's left on the wheel and what are we going to get first? Game changer. Unlimited budget sign, 3 players only. Make them count. You're damn right I'm going to make that count. And true to the wheel's word, guys, it's given us unlimited amounts of money. My biggest problem is now I want to spend it on 4 players, not just 3. I mean, come on, guys. I want to bring all 4 of these players back to Bayern Munich. They belong at Bayern Munich. The question is, out of the 4, which 3 am I going to pick? I mean, Harry Kane is by a country mile the best striker in the world at this point. Leroy Sané is the best winger in the world at this point. And Joshua Kimmich and Musiala are the best midfielders in their respective positions at this point. This honestly is such a bad position to be in. But in fairness, the fact that it's given me unlimited amounts of budget to spend, I've actually got an idea. I'm just going to figure out who the 3 most expensive players are out of the bunch and then go from there. And the most expensive out of the bunch is indeed Jamal Musiala, worth between 368 and 295 million. Then it's Harry Kane, who's worth between 213 and 266 million. And finally it is Leroy Sané, who's worth between 240 and just under 300 million. Which means that Joshua Kimmich is getting left behind at Borussia Dortmund, but hopefully if everything goes my way next year, I am able to bring him back for the final season of this takeover. But just like that, Season 9's transfer window comes to an end as we've just spent a staggering 870 million euros on Harry Kane, Leroy Sané and Jamal Musiala. And just look at the state of this team now, man. It is absolutely filthy. That front 4 is the stuff of absolute nightmares for defenders. And let me tell you something, I am expecting massive things this year from this team. 5 trophies at the bare minimum. Honestly, anything less is a massive L. And so far, guys, it's so good as we are once again the best team in Germany. And we've also won the German Super Cup. And we've won the DFB Pokal, beating Hamburg in the final. And we've officially got the quadruple as we've beaten Juve in the Super Cup. But Leverkusen just had to spoil the party, didn't they? 4-2 in the Champions League final. They beat us. Come on, Leverkusen, man. Really? You want to reignite this rivalry again? But fair play to Kane. His first season back, he's got 39 goals, 3 assists in 52 games. What a goddamn striker he actually is. But as you can see from the leaderboard, we are now only 3 trophies behind Manchester City, 4 if we want to beat them. So all Bayern Munich have got to do is replicate what they've done this year, and they've officially beaten Manchester City on that leaderboard. But before we get ahead of ourselves, we take it one step at a time by spinning the wheel. It's called Wheel's Choice. What's it going to give us this time? Only signed Belgian players because Kompany is officially the new manager of Bayern Munich. Great stuff, Wheel. The good news is, though, we've got 324 million to spend on those Belgian players, provided we can actually find any that are worthy to bring over to Bayern Munich now. And I've got a feeling I'm going to have to dig deep to find some decent Belgian players, because right now, this isn't looking so good. But there is Jeremy Doku, who currently plays for Lyon. Granted, he's 30 years old, but he's a very goddamn good left winger. He's also centre-back Coney De Winter, 30 years old, just like Doku, but he's a very good centre-back too. Aside from these pair though, guys, I don't really feel like I can bring anybody else into the team. I may have missed a couple of players, but right now, these are by a mile the best choice. And there we go, guys. That brings to an end our final transfer window of this entire series, as we've just spent 164.9 million on both of these players. And now for Bayern Munich, it is squeaky bum time indeed. No other team in this takeover series has come this close to toppling Manchester City on that leaderboard. Remember, guys, to draw, it's 3 trophies they need this season, but to win this entire takeover series, it is the quadruple. They need the exact number of trophies they won last year. The big question is, though, can Bayern Munich finally be the team to topple Manchester City, or are Manchester City just too goddamn good? Well, guys, right now it's still possible Bayern can beat Man City, as they've once again won the Bundesliga, if I'm not mistaken, for the 9th time out of the 10 seasons in this takeover. They've also once again won the Super Cup just by the skin of their teeth, though, against Wolfsburg. Guys, we may just have new leaders on that leaderboard. They won the DFB Pokal, once again beating Wolfsburg to do it. As it stands, guys, City and Bayern are level on the leaderboard, but if Bayern Munich win the Champions League, Bayern Munich go top. And it's looking good for Bayern, guys. They've topped their group with absolutely flying colours. And they've gone on to destroy Dynamo Kiev in the round of 16. And they've battered Juve in the quarters. And they've smoked Liverpool in the semis, and they're playing, oh my god, of course, Leverkusen, Bayer Leverkusen in the final. It all comes down to this, guys. Leverkusen and Bayern at Old Trafford. If Bayern win this game, they top the leaderboard for this series. But if they lose, unfortunately, it's joint winners in Man City and Bayern. So let's see, without further ado, who is going to be the winner. Bayern Munich have actually done it. 4-3-10 on the night. Bayern Munich have completed the impossible task of toppling Man City on that leaderboard. I can't believe it, man. I thought for sure this entire series City had that top spot on lock, but apparently not, because Bayern Munich have just outdone them. And I'm not surprised, because these stats are genuinely amazing. 47 goal contributions for Sane, 40 for Bakayoko, 28 for Harry Kane. That is just insane. And this is the team that did it, ladies and gents. This team got the better of Borussia Dortmund, AS Monaco, Real Madrid, and of course Manchester City. And we wrap this takeover with Bayern Munich Cup, as Harry Kane is their top goal scorer, Jamal Musiala is their top assister, and they won 31 trophies in total. And it's official on the leaderboard, Bayern Munich were just a little bit better than Manchester City to become the best team in the world. But that's where we're not only wrapping up this video, but this takeover series. If you have enjoyed it, leave a like on this video, smash that subscribe button, and more importantly, help me beat Ramen to 100,000 subscribers. But if you are still here and want to see more content from me, just click right here to watch this.